everybody, welcome! Oh, it's great to see you all. Welcome to the Syrinscape channel. I'm Vicky, I'm the social media ambassador here at Syrinscape, and this is SoundSet Roulette. This is the show that I get to make for you guys. If you're new here and you don't know what Syrinscape is, we're the soundtrack to your tabletop role-playing games. Lone Jedi says, I'm back to stupid work, but it was a nice 2-month vacation. Oh yeah, 2 months, that's a long time. I bet easing back into work after that is quite the ordeal, but good luck at that. Yeah, we make the official sounds of the D&D TTRPG, as well as Pathfinder, Starfinder, Call of Cthulhu, and Cyberpunk Red. We also make our own original sounds, so if you would like a movie-like soundtrack for your tabletop role-playing games, then go and check us out at Syrinscape.com. You could also, if you pop it in to the chat, !trial, you'll get a link for the 30-day free trial there as well. And yeah, this is SoundSet Roulette. This is the show that I get to make for you guys. This is where you can come and get your latest updates on what we've released, what we're releasing this week, and what's coming soon. I also like to throw the spotlight on you guys, which is why we do the community highlights, where I like to spotlight some of the coolest stuff that you've shared with me over the last week. And then stick around, because we're going to be making a randomly generated sound set just on the fly in the master interface. So even though we make all of that cool official stuff, we're also great if you want to homebrew things or make stuff that we don't necessarily cater for. So for example, if you're playing, I don't know, what's a game that we don't... If you're playing Kids on Bikes, for example, we don't do official stuff for Kids on Bikes, but you could actually make stuff in here that would be perfect for it. So you can homebrew your own stuff, make your own stuff, customize things as much as you want to, and that's what we're going to be covering today, because that's quite advanced and that's the stuff that I enjoy teaching people. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's dive into some updates, shall we? Thank you all for being here. It really makes a difference when we've got a little audience. So latest releases, this is what we've released so far in January. So if you didn't know, we release new stuff almost every single week. That's a hell of a lot of content, and we're a very small team, so we're working very hard to get that new content out to you every single week. And if you're a subscriber, you maybe don't necessarily notice that you've got a new sound set in there every week. So here you go. This is what we've released so far. This is what you've got your hands on so far this month. The Wild Beyond the Witchlight, A Feywild Adventure Part 3. And the Witchlight stuff, I know I bang on about it every single week, but the stuff that we've made for the Wild Beyond the Witchlight is just mind-blowing. It's absolutely epic. Really, really good. Even if you're not playing the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, I would say go and check it out. You never know what you might want to use that for. We've also released a Syrinscape original, actually 2 Syrinscape originals now. We've released the Werewolf Stalker, and last week we released Wizard's Tower, and that was great because our CEO Ben actually asked some of our followers what they would like to hear in a Wizard's Tower. What sort of sounds do you think would be included in that? And then he went ahead and made a sound set for that, so go and check that out. This week we are releasing a D&D official sound set for the Black Dragon Battle, which is going to be really cool. So D&D subscribers and Super Sirens will have that tomorrow. Everyone else will be able to access that from Friday, so that's really cool. I can't wait to hear that. Coming soon, we've got some Strength of Thousands Chapter 4, which is for Pathfinder. And that will be the Secrets of the Temple City. That should be really good. The stuff that we've done for Strength of Thousands so far is really good as well. Malakisa, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome in. Good to see you here. Minor Illusion also says, ooh, I'm a D&D subscriber. I'll have to check out the Black Dragon Battle tomorrow. Yes, you get it tomorrow. Excellent. It should be really cool. So we've got Strength of Thousands coming up for Pathfinder and lots of other cool stuff that I cannot talk about yet, but you guys are going to love it. So yes, I'm really, really excited and buzzed for what's coming this year, and I can't wait to share that with you. And don't forget, you'll hear about it here first. Probably, maybe you'll hear about it here first, hopefully. So keep tuning in every week. Okay, let's get on to some community highlights. Ooh, this is the stuff that you guys have shared with me, and I love to highlight it. My main part of my job that I love is to engage with the community and spotlight the stuff. So whenever you've used us or shared us or you've got excited about us, I love to share these posts. I do these on a Friday. This is called the Syrinscape setup. And I just love to see how people are using Syrinscape for their games, whether it's online or offline, whether it's high tech or low tech, whether it's literally on your phone at the table or on a laptop at the table, or whether you've got like multiple screens set up. And this is fantastic. And I can't zoom in, unfortunately, I can't zoom in, but if you go onto our Instagram page or our Twitter and have a look at this one, the mug in this really got me. I mean, not only is it a fantastic setup anyway for playing D&D, but the DM's mug says +5 sarcasm, and I had to like do a double take because I was like, oh, great photo, and then I was like, wait, what does that mug say? And I really wish I could zoom in. I can't at the moment, but if you go onto our Instagram, you can zoom in to your heart's content there. Yeah, +5 sarcasm mug. I think that's great. So yeah, I love sharing these because everyone uses Syrinscape differently, and I say this every week as well. I'm really nosy. I love seeing behind your screen. I love, because I never get to be a DM really. Very, very rarely do I get to be a DM, so I love to see behind the DM screen. I love to see what's back there. How are you using Syrinscape? Like, what have you got planned? Like, have you got some secret notes or secret plans? I'm just really nosy. I love to see it. So if you are playing, or if you're prepping, if you're mid-game, if you're taking a snack break, if you've just finished, whatever your setup looks like, as long as Syrinscape is open and visible, please take a photo of it and share it with us. I would love to see it, and I would love to share it. Minor Illusion says, sweet, I had to take a pic of my setup tonight. We're streaming for the first time. Oh my goodness, congratulations, that's going to be epic. Well done, that's a big step. Streaming for the first time. You're streaming, I assume you're streaming D&D, but yeah, because you're a D&D subscriber, so I assume you'll be streaming some D&D. What game are you playing? Where are you playing in? That's really awesome. Well done. It can be really overwhelming to start streaming for the first time, and especially when there's so much going on. You've got cameras, you've got mics, you've got Syrinscape, you've got all of these things. It can be really overwhelming, so I hope that it all goes really smoothly for you and you all have a great time. But yeah, if you want to take a picture of your setup at any point, tag us in it on Instagram or Twitter, and or on our forum. You can share it on our forum as well, and I'll find it, and I will share that. Minor Illusion says, yes, we've been posting our sessions on YouTube, going live tonight. Nervous. We're in a homebrew world that I created. Yes, D&D. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, wow. I love anyone who can homebrew stuff. It just blows my mind. Anyone that can create that whole world and all the lore that goes with it and all the NPCs. Wow, that just blows my mind. That's fantastic. So you're going to be streaming on Twitch or on YouTube, Minor Illusion? Are you going live on YouTube or Twitch? But I hope it goes really well for you. And nerves are all part of it. I get nervous before every single show. You're going to be streaming on Twitch. Fantastic. Everyone in chat, just go and give Minor Illusion a follow. They're going to be streaming D&D, their homebrew, for the first time tonight, so that's fantastic. DM Charlie Gaming says, ahoy! The cruelest dungeon mistress. What, me? Never, never. I killed DM Charlie in my game many times on Saturday, and that was a lot of fun, so that was great. But yeah, if you're using Syrinscape in your game, whether it's offline, online, high-tech, low-tech, however you use it, I would love to see. Everyone uses it differently. I'm also putting these pictures onto YouTube and putting YouTube. I've got YouTube on the brain now. I also put them onto Instagram and put them onto our stories, and then they get highlighted on there as well. So I really love to share people's really love to share people's setups, mostly because I'm nosy, but also because I think everyone else is nosy as well. I think everyone loves to take a peek behind the DM screen and see how people are using Syrinscape. So I post those every Friday, so keep an eye out for them. And if you want to share one with us, then I would love to share it with everybody else. Okay, this is what I do on a Monday. So I do some fun posts on a Monday. I call them conversation starter posts because it gets people engaging. It's just a bit of fun. So last week I asked people to give themselves a title. introducing themselves as I am my first name plus the first letter of your first name. So I was Vicki, the bloodthirsty beholder, because you do your first letter of your first name and then the month of your birth. So I was the bloodthirsty beholder, which made me very happy. And I just love to share some of the best ones. So always get involved with these on a Monday because they make me laugh and they keep me going for the rest of the week. I love seeing people's answers, and it's again another nice chance for me to engage with you guys and chat with you and just have a bit of fun with you, because that's what I like to do. I like to have fun in my job. So I was Vicki the Bloodthirsty Beholder, and people said these. So these are just some of the best answers we got. We got the neutral cultist, and for Pale Knight on Twitter. Vicki can talk today. Great, wonderful. For Pale Knight, I bet he was. I bet they. I'm not sure of their pronouns. But I bet they were very disappointed not to be a paladin, seen as they're a knight there. But they are the neutral cultist, and anything that's neutral, I just think, do they have an opinion? Like, does this cultist have an opinion? We've got Robin, the stealthy traveller. I thought that was fantastic. I'm Richard, the stealthy wizard. Brilliant. Penguin Witch Doctor was the unworthy ogre. Sad face. And then we've got Max, the drunken dragon. Can you all see that? If you can all see that properly, then tell me what your title would be. So we've got Max, the drunken dragon. Phil, the pleasant cultist. Oh, sorry there, did I the pleasant cultist. And I think I actually did say to Phil, does the cultist apologise every time he does a bit of damage to you? Like, oh, sorry, just slipped and stabbed you there. Whoopsies. Minor Illusion says, I'm the grateful merchant. Oh, that's fantastic. The grateful merchant. Thank you so much for your purchase. Thank you. Just going to take a little sip here. But yeah, get involved. I am Charlie, the greedy apostle. Whoa. The greedy apostle. Fantastic. Yeah, I love doing these things. These make me laugh. And it's a different thing every week. So sometimes we'll just do, like this week I've asked for, what's the weirdest thing that's ever happened at your gaming table? And so far everyone has managed to keep them clean, which I'm really pleased about. Everyone's done very nice, lovely things that have actually made me laugh and made me think that must have been just such a great time. So I can't wait to share those next week. So if you want to get on the action and maybe have your answer presented here, then go and get involved with that. Minor Illusion says yes, very non-threatening, the grateful merchant. Mally says, I'm Mally, the drunken apostle. We've got a lot of apostles in chat today, a lot of apostles. Okay, we have 40 minutes now. 40 minutes to make a sound set. So these are my roulette wheels. Thank you if this is your first time joining us as well. This is the show that I created for you. This is what I wanted to do when I took this role on, and I'm really glad that my actual show is a reality. Lone Jedi says it's time to face the wheels. Yes, it's time to face the wheels. The one closest to me here is environmental factors. The one in the middle is locations, and the one on the very far end there is enemies. So guys, you also, if you have channel points, you can respin the wheels as well. So we're going to have a spin now, and if they're not to your liking, then we can respin. Let's see what we're going to have today, shall we? Acid rain again. Ooh, we had acid rain last week. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's see what happens this week. Let's see. Wouldn't it be funny if we just got the exact same thing? There we go, a teleport again. I think I'm going to have to respin because this is exactly the same as what we had last week. Only we have a Banshee this time. Now, I think because we've got two duplicates there, I'm going to respin them, so don't use your points. Because we've had Acid Rain and a Temple last week, I'm going to respin them. We can't have the same again, can we? Strong Winds. Okay, Strong Winds in a... Temple. We're not doing a temple. Come on now. In a small village. Okay. I mean, it's a good compromise. Manticore in a temple. I think I took the manticore off. Okay, well, it's a good compromise. It's a good compromise to go for small village. So we've got strong winds in a small village with a Banshee, and we've not had a Banshee before, so I'm very excited. So we're going to have the Apostles want a temple, a temple, 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 temple. If you want a temple, go and watch last week's show, because we had acid rain in a temple with a nightmare. The apostle, we have got a lot of apostles in chat. They really, really wanted that temple, didn't they? Bless. Okay, so we have 40 minutes-ish, 40-ish minutes now to make a sound set. So here we go. Okay, who's looking at this? Put your hands up if you're scared of this big black box. Yeah? Yep, this big black box is really scary because there's nothing in there. How am I going to make a sound set out of this? Do not fear, every single sound set starts out like this. Okay, what I'm going to do is, a lot of people will be looking at something like this when they come in, but we are actually going to use the spangly new search feature. DM Charlie says, what widget did I use for the wheels? I actually used a website called Flippity. Flippity, it's a Flippity randomizer. Yeah, I was very it took me forever to find wheels that actually spun that I could actually use on stream. It took me forever, but luckily Flippity exists, thank the Lord. So there we go. So usually you would be looking at this, so don't worry if this is all that you have, you can still make a sound set this way, but I would advise you to get on the search beta. So go to your account through here, my account, and then opt in to test experimental features. Opt in to test experimental features and you will get access to this beautiful new search function that's in beta at the moment. So it's not perfect, but if you do use it and you do have some feedback, then we would love to hear it. But I find that this is by far the easiest way for me to go about making sound sets. And it's just wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. So first thing we want to do is we want to create a sound set. So we're going to go to this plus sign over here. And hands up as we go through, hands up if you learn something, then be like, yes, I've learned something, put your hands up. Search is the business, get it, it makes everything easier. Thank you, DM Charlie, it absolutely does. Right, so I agree, I love the new search function. Now we'll have a thing here called Untitled, okay? And if you have loads of these, if you've accidentally clicked this a million times by accident, you can just go into Properties, Sound Set, and Delete. Okay, because it is easy to create a sound set and then lose it or not know where it's gone, and then you end up with loads of them. But for now, we're going to give our sound set a title, and this is SoundSet Roulette 14. Can you believe that? SoundSet Roulette 14. And what did we have? We had strong winds in a small village, with a Banshee. Woof. I'm just going to put Banshee attack. Okay, now we don't need that for a little bit now. So we're going to have Banshee attack. So this is what it will look like now. Now that we've clicked on that sound set, this is what it will look like. We've got our global one-shots here. Don't worry about those. Those are there if you need them, but they're not necessarily part of the sound set. So don't worry about that. The main things we want to do is create some moods. Now think of moods as like a scene in a movie. Every time you visit a new location or the scene changes, the mood will change. So think of moods as scenes. Malakisa says, I'm clearly going to need to fiddle with this. Absolutely. And what I would say is once you've got the basics, just play with it. Play with it, create whatever you want. Play with it and just get used to it. Delete stuff, change stuff. This will just give you a really good grasp of the basics, I hope. So, first thing we want to do is, we've got a small village here. So I'm going to go with small village as our base. That's going to be our foundation. So I'm going to type in here village, and I'm actually going to filter it by mood. So this little type here is mood. So I'm just going to filter it by mood. And we've got a peaceful village here. Let's see what this sounds like. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? That's lovely. We've got a small little village there. I want to see what a Wild West town sounds like, but otherwise we'll come back to Peaceful Village. Let's see what a small village in a Wild West town sounds like. I actually quite like this, but I'm going to go for the other one. Yeehaw! Wow. Okay, I'm going to use Peaceful Village. So what I'm going to do is create... Actually, I probably don't need to create a mood. I'll leave it there anyway. I probably didn't need to do that because this Peaceful Village is beautiful. So I'm just going to move that across by clicking this plus icon here. So Peaceful Village, lovely. I'm actually going to delete this mood here because I don't need it. SoundSet, just mood, and I can just delete this here. Delete. I don't really need to put that in, but here we go, Peaceful Village. Now nothing's copied across, so what we need to do is save current state. And that'll copy over all of the elements. So all of the elements are like all the individual little, literally all the little elements that will make up this mood or this scene. So we've got musicians, dogs, carts, everything you would hope to hear. We've got some seagulls in there too. Everything you'd hope to hear in a peaceful village. Okay, so those are all the individual elements. And that all sounds pretty good. I'm going to add in a couple of other things. I'm going to have some children playing because we haven't got any children playing. So I'm going to add in children playing. So Peaceful Village was an official mood. And we can now go in and tweak that as much as we want to. DM Charlie says, as a DM, the global one-shots are extremely useful for training your players to auditory clues like yay, Hanazar, victory, all of that, to spice up spells, explosions, rim shot. Yes, exactly. So I do quite like to use the one shots. I just think that for now you don't need to worry about them. But if, for example, someone told a bad joke, you could do a rim shot. There you go. If someone tells a bad joke, there you go. But it's not necessary that you'll need to use them all the time. They're just there if you want them. Okay, so I want some children playing. That's not going to be a mood. That's actually going to be a sound effect. Because I think we need to have some children playing in there. So let's have a little look. Children playing. Add that in. So I'm not going to click the plus this time. I'm just going to save current state. This sounds lovely, doesn't it? Have we got people? We want some people laughing, probably. I think laughing would be nice. And again, I'm just clicking on these. And if it's the right kind of one. Got some laughing in there. Just save current state. Save current state is like you've got to make friends with that button there. Evil Scotsman says, okay, you are totally selling me on this now. Excellent. I'm not here as a salesperson, but if you do want to grab yourself a free trial and try it, there's the link. I've been opted in for testing new feature for the whole time. I don't see everything I see on your screen, like the plus sign in the upper left, for example. Okay. Tell you what, Minor Illusion, if you want to DM me or get us on Twitter, send me a screenshot of what you can see and I'll talk you through it. So I'm always very active on Twitter, Instagram, or on the forum. The forum is a great place to do that. Yeah, I've got lots of previous videos, but if you're really worried that you're missing a feature, then send us a screenshot and we'll get you sorted. Absolutely no problem at all. Always happy to help. But yeah, Evil Scotsman, honestly, if you have any issues or problems or questions, just ask. But yeah, we've got so much official content, but you can totally go in and change it and make something custom if you want to. Fabulous. Excellent. Right, let's get on with it. So we've got some laughing, we've got some of that. I want to have, since you first heard about it, you've been looking into it. That's great. Well, honestly, if you need anything at all, if there's any way that I can get you to make that final leap, then great. But hopefully this show will help as well. DM Charlie says, I cannot play without it. It really makes your games epic. It does. I couldn't play without it either. Absolutely not. I specifically want... No, I think we're good. I think Peaceful Village is nice. We need to move on because we've only got half an hour. So the reason that I do this is to try and keep it moving. So for example, if this was a random on-the-fly game and we just happened to visit a Peaceful Village, it would be that quick for me to drop that in for my players. So now we are going to have some strong wins. So I want to duplicate this mood here. So I'm just going to duplicate that there. And this will bring up Peaceful Village copy. And I'm going to just call that Peaceful Village Strong Wind. Okay, so we're now going to have a strong wind pickup. So we want some wind. You just need the time. No worries at all. That's fine. Time is crucial, isn't it? So we've got some wind here. Strong winds, storm winds. Let's see what storm wind sounds like. So again, I've just filtered it by sound effects. That'll do, won't it? That'll do. See, so it's that easy to drop in some weather. The hardest bit now is going to be the Banshee. But again, this could be a really short stream because we've pretty much got this here. Now, the only thing that I want to do is every time that it starts to get... Anytime that the weather gets a little bit crazy, I always like to have some like shouting or people going, oh my god, it's getting windy. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was out in the storm, suddenly you'd be like, oh my god, like, the wind's really picking up. Oh, DM Charlie says to try blizzard. Okay, this isn't a blizzard. This is just strong winds. Blizzard winds instead. Let's turn the storm wind off. No, that sounds more snowy to me. That definitely sounds more snowy to me, Charlie. We definitely want like I'm going to turn it down actually. Like the winds are just picking up. So you see how I can adjust the volume of that as well. If I want to have more people laughing, I can have that. Happy rich murmuring, all of that kind of thing, I think would be... Yeah, it's too deep and like snowy. And actually a blizzard is something else that we've got on the wheel. So a blizzard might come up at some point. But every time you tweak something, every time that you turn something up or down, just make sure that you save current state. This button is going to be your friend. So make friends with this button. So every time that we... Coins and other stuff I'm going to turn off. Children playing, I think we're gonna have, if we do have some screaming or shouting, I always like to put in some screams and shouts because I just think like if I was suddenly if the wind suddenly picked up, I'd be shouting. I'd be shouting about it. Women folk screaming. Probably don't want children screaming. That's too much like sounds like a playground to me in here. But I always like to do it by sound effects. So see, I've just got it filtered by sound effects, which is great. Can you show the filters? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So for example, here, so you want to see the reverb. Okay, so reverb is in element. So for example, here everything's set to city. Passing carts again, city. But if you wanted to have it as like a cave or flooded cavern, so for example, yesterday on the forum, someone asked if we had like a ghost baby crying, and we have a baby crying, which doesn't sound like a ghost baby. But if you put the baby in a flooded cavern, suddenly it sounds really ghostly and echoey. So that's what I suggested, is that you use the crying baby with the flooded cavern reverb. So, for example, this I can't really we'll do it with the Banshee. When we get to the Banshee, I'll put a different reverb on that, just to show you. But yeah, you can change the reverb. You can even change how far away stuff is. So, for example, if the children playing was a little too close, you could actually have them much further away, and then they'd be much quieter. So I love that you can change the distance. You can also change whether they're coming towards you. You can change whether they're coming towards you or away from you. So at the moment they're moving 1 meter towards me, which is cool. Passing carts. Let's see what that one is, because that literally goes past us. So that's 0.5 meters towards us, which is fantastic. I love that. Great. But yeah, I love that we can check. This is one of my favourite things that we can do, is change the reverb to make it sound completely different, and also move it away from us. We can even change the time. So if we thought that the children playing, or maybe the cart was passing too often, we could actually change the delay between the samples. So currently the cart is passing us every 20 seconds to 1 minute. Maybe I want it to pass every 2 minutes. So we can change that as well. So I love that we can do that. Also, element playlist. You can see there's lots of different types of carts passing us, and all the sample lengths are different. So that cart passes us for 39 seconds. This one only passes us for 9.5 seconds. So these will play randomly. So you'll get a different cart passing every time, which is really cool. But if there was one of those, say for example, the 39.8 second one, maybe the cart passes and it's just too long and too distracting, you can actually remove it by pressing the remove button there, and then you'll never hear that cart ever again. I love that. So, but we've gone on too long. We've still got 20 minutes to finish this off, but thank you so much for asking me to demo that. So we've got some storm wind here. We'll put it on 44%, I think. Maybe not screaming, maybe shouting. I think shouting is more what I'm after. I'm just going to take a little drink. Yes, the 3D positioning can lower the volume. So for example, obviously if you're moving something further away, even if you have it at 100%, if it's set to be 50, 60 meters away, you'll hear it as if it's at 60 meters away, which is obviously not going to be very loud. So getting the right positioning, so the right distance and the right volume is really, you need to find a good balance with that to get the right sound levels that you want. Yeah. Shouting individuals. We'll get some shouting individuals in there, shall we? Let's just get some shouting individuals in. Let's get a few in. Yeah, shouting. Save current state. They're saying, bloody hell, the weather's picked up, hasn't it? It's getting windy. Better put the tents down, you know. Start packing away. Because we're at a market, I guess. I don't know. But yes, the wind is starting to pick up, so I'm just going to save current state there. So if we now look at Peaceful Village compared to... This is nice, Peaceful Village. And then the wind picks up. And maybe the wind picks up because... Maybe the Banshee comes through a portal. What do we reckon? Because I always try to think of a narrative, like, why would a Banshee be in a peaceful village? Where would the Banshee come from? Shall we teleport her in? Shall we portal the Banshee in? Maybe a wizard opens a portal and a Banshee comes through, or something like that. Why would a Banshee be visiting a peaceful village? What do we think? A cursed item. Okay. You mean like you rub a lantern expecting a genie to come out and a Banshee comes out instead? What do you reckon to that? Let's get the Banshee in, shall we? So what I'm going to do is duplicate this again. A necklace that someone is wearing. Do you think it turns them into a Banshee when they put it on, perhaps? I always like to try and come up with a reason for why this is happening. Okay. Let's have a little look for Banshee, shall we? I'm going to look at moods and I'm going to look at sound effects for this. I definitely feel like we need some sort of like magical, twinkly kind of noise that kind of triggers this. Whether it's a necklace or a cursed item or something. Maybe someone's picked it up and suddenly it unleashes a Banshee. Yeah, drop and release. Okay, let's see, shall we? So, I'm just going to stop everything at the moment. Oh no, I accidentally called that Banshee attack. That's not right. See, we all make mistakes. I renamed the wrong... I renamed the wrong mood. But that's not going to make any difference. I just need to rename it again. Make sure that it plays properly. Yep, beautiful. Peaceful Village. It's no longer a peaceful village. That's Banshee attack. We all make mistakes. It's just a happy little accident. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. With the necklace, someone might put it on. It turns them... It turns them into the Banshee or releases it some way. Yeah, I think we'll definitely have like a one-shot of like a corrupted item in some way that triggers this. Awesome. So I'm just going to stop everything in this Banshee attack. So just stop it with the big stop at the top. Let's see what Banshee Fight from Curse of Strahd sounds like, shall we? Okay, so this sounds pretty good. We would need to add some stuff to it, like battle music, really good battle music. We'd need to add in the strong winds. It's pretty good. I'm gonna try this Banshee battle, which is from Dragons of Icespire Peak. Ooh. I do like that. Banshees from Outbreak. Okay, so we've got some good Banshee music and bad Banshee sounds. A ghostly presence from Rime of the Frost Maiden. Let's see what this sounds like. It's more like that's like a ghostly presence. Oh, okay, so I'm feeling hopeful that we can get this to work. So I'm going to take it off moods. I'm just going to have the sound effects playing. So we've got Banshee singing. This could be good. Because Banshees like wail and stuff, don't they? Banshee sings. I don't think I've quite got the right Banshee sounds. Yeah, they always start off with a wail, don't they? So I think... Banshee wails? Banshee combat? More ethereal screeches. And just... yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like this. This is what I'm going to go with. Yeah, they are. Yeah, so they're almost like, yeah. I'm definitely going to go with these. Ethereal creature screeches. Amazing. These are perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trigger Banshee attack. So that'll have all of our strong wind sounds that we had before. And what I'm going to turn off children playing. I'm going to turn off laughter. I'm going to turn up the strong winds. I'm going to turn off the hawkers. The happy murmuring, all of this. probably still have passing carts actually. Town life can go, that can go, musicians can go. So really we just have the wind and some people shouting. And now I'm going to add in the screeches. I'm going to have a one shot that's going to trigger. I'm going to have a one shot that's going to trigger at the start of this. But this is pretty perfect already. Yes. So we can actually change this element to be called Banshee. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Oh my god, this sounds so good. I always think of Raiders of the Lost Ark finale when they open it for a Banshee. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna go more Banshee screeches. Fantastic. These sound great. And actually we could change the reverb on these now if we want to. So the reverb is off. So we could actually put them... Let's try Flooded Cavern and see what happens to the reverb on that if we put them in a... There's way more echoey, right? Flooded Cavern. Change the distance ever so slightly. 4 to 23 meters away. We can have it moving towards us. 4 meters towards us. I think that sounds wicked. But what I really want... Oh, frickin' hell. I nearly swore then. That was really scary. If I heard this, I'd be terrified. But we're not done yet, guys. We're not done yet. Woof. That scared the bejesus out of me. I'm going to stop everything for now because I want to find a really good one shot for these. So I'm going to turn off sound effects. I'm actually going to look at one shots because what I really want is to have like something triggers it. Something triggers this for some weird reason. Either a cursed item or something like that. Let's see what the Banshee Disappears sounds like. Just want to see what these one shots sound like. No, that's not the one we want. Banshee Combat Start. So that says get out of my house. So we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is type in curse and keep it triggered as one shot. And let's see what these curse ones sound like. That could be good. That could be good. DM Charlie says use the horror one shot. Let's see what that sounds like. I think the horror stab. See, I think that bestow curse sounds really good. Horror hit. Maybe. This one? I actually think the curse was... better. Sorry, Charlie. Do you still think horror stab? And then have the Banshee come in? Because I'm trying to make it seem as though like it's a cursed item that we've picked up. Like one of the characters has picked up a cursed item. Like maybe they've visited a market and they're like, oh my god, this is such a great necklace, I'm going to buy it. And then they roll perception on it. And they roll a 1. And it's like, okay, well, you put the cursed necklace on and now you're cursed. I'm going to go with curse. Yeah? Everyone says curse? Wicked. I am going to add in this curse then. Curse into Banshee. Yes, 100%. So this element here is fantastic. I like this. Yes. I'm going to save current state. And I'm actually going to delay these Banshee screeches now that we've got... So this mood element here, I can have it start with the mood. These here, I want to start slightly afterwards. So we want to have time for that curse to kick in. So we're going to have delay from first sample. I'm going to delay it by about 10 seconds. Let's see, how long is this bestow curse? We can actually find out if we go into the element playlist. Bestow curse lasts for 18 seconds. So if you bring in the Banshee screeches at around the 18 second mark, can you see where I'm going with this? So if we bring in the Banshee screeches at around 17 seconds, 18 seconds, something like that. Delay between samples is about 10 seconds. Can you see where I'm going with this? I think we'll still have some passing carts. We'll still have some shouting. There needs to be less delay between the shouting, but the first sample again probably needs to be about 10 seconds. Shouting individuals again, lovely jubbly, first sample delay. So then we're going to, if I'm going too fast, let me know. Save current state. We're going to add in some music. So if you guys have any great ideas for battle music, for battling a Banshee, now's a great time to shout about it. But I think, what else would we hear? So I think the strong wind is going to pick up. I think we would hear maybe cloth flapping. And again, that's going to be a sound effect, not a one shot. So maybe some flapping cloths, like maybe tents or clothing. What else would we hear, do we think? Do we think we would hear any like screaming or running? Screaming, children screaming, women screaming. Let's just have a little look, shall we? So I'm trying to think of some good music to go along with this. If anyone has any ideas, then let me know. Shall we get some spell sounds in here? Spell fighting. The Banshee appeared in a peaceful village. People would be running in terror. Fabulous. Thank you. I love it when people chime in and running children. More running. Okay, I'm going to add those, and that running is really loud, so I'm actually going to save current state, but turn the running down because that's actually quite a loud, very loud run. And again, we'll change those to be further away. Soft furnished room, we want them in a city. City, direction, distance, we'll have those a fair distance away, 4 to 10, moving away from us. And we'll have some panicked people. Panicked. Hands up if everyone's learning things. Are you learning things? I'm learning some stuff. Panicky horses. We could have some panicky horses, I think. Panicky horses for sure. I don't think the horses fit, actually. If it's a market, you will have people falling over, carts, tables. Yep, lovely. I'm just thinking, like, peaceful market town, you've probably got a few veg stands and stuff, right? You're learning some stuff. Excellent. Panicked breathing. We don't want panicked breathing. Let's just see what happens if we put in people. So I've now added in loops as well. Loops and sound effects. Terrified people. I like the idea of terrified people. Terrified people. Could have some terrified. She doesn't sound terrified enough to me. Not terrified enough, if you ask me. People laughing. Concerned people. Have some concerned people. Slightly concerned about the Banshee there. Slightly concerned. Slightly concerned. And again, we'll change those to be in a city. Terrified people. In a city. Wonderful. City, city, city. Concerned people. In a city. Can't really hear the running, so we need this because I changed the distance, didn't I? So, have we thought of any music to go with this? We thought of any good battle music? I love unidentifiable sticky gug music. Okay, I mean we can try it, but if you don't think it's right for this encounter, we need more shouting for sure. No. No, it's men fighting each other. So we need things like, we probably need more carts, maybe. Definitely need sounds like things are being knocked over. Stuff like that. Carts and cars. Carts and cars for sure. It could be a peaceful village. We could have cars and all of that kinds of things. Could have cars. There's no reason why it can't have cars. This could be like a Cthulhu-y type adventure, couldn't it? Let's get some battle music in here. So you like sticky gug. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Why not? I actually like it. Minor Illusion. I think that you've picked some great music there. That sounds fantastic. That sounds great. We're gonna go with that. Everyone happy with that? I'm gonna turn the dogs back on. The dogs are probably going crazy right now. Love it. It's great, right? This is fab. This is great. Perfect. Perfecto. Let's get some battle sounds. I think my issue might be that I have the D&D sub, but not the Super Siren. Yes, so you would definitely need to have a Super Siren to be able to do this. This is quite an advanced feature. So yeah, that's why it's only open to Super Sirens. But like I said before, you can get a Super Siren 30-day free trial, so you can try all of this out and see if this suits you better. How did I not know about it until now? Yeah, well, this is great. This is great music. What else? Is it missing anything else, do we think? Oh, that's great. There you go. You've really helped me out with some great battle music there. This is great. I think we've made a great sound set and it hasn't taken us much time at all. Fabulous. I was looking for some spell sounds, wasn't I? Did I get any spell fighting in there? Spell fighting. I don't know. It feels like it's missing something. Like people are just like running away, and I wonder if I can find like a cart falling over. That seems very specific, doesn't it? Let's just try falling over. Or like knocking over. It's very specific. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I honestly think it's really worth it. Maybe like a spill? I'm trying to think of like a very specific kind of... No, this is all spell fighting. Let's see if any of this... I don't think that works. It's missing something. Oh, collapsing building! Yay! Yay, perfect. It's definitely missing something, isn't it? Might have too much stone though. Yeah, maybe. We've got collapsing wood. Collapsing wood, collapsing beams, collapsing building. Let's just stop everything for now. Let's just test out these wood beams. Collapsing wood. It's definitely missing something, isn't it? Collapsing wood actually might be fine. Collapsing beams. These might be fine as like a few little knocks and things for a collapsing building though. I'm thinking like... That's not just collapse. That's absolutely gone, isn't it? Woof. I think that's a bit much. Yeah, that's a bit much. I think I'm going to go for some beams and wood. I think add those in. The flowers are still standing. Yeah, and the kitchen sink. Okay, so this needs to start with the mood. There's so much metal in there. Yeah, it's crazy, right? But I think let's just add in a bit of... Let's just add in a little bit of wood. So like stuff like the table's been knocked over and things like that. I think that's about right, isn't it? Would there be a bog, or is it in an outhouse? Oh, I don't know. Oh, you mean a bog as in like a loo? I see. Not a bog as in like a swamp bog. You mean a toilet? Okay. So I'm really liking how this sounds. Like we've got a few bits of collapsing woods. Again, I'll change that to be city. Evil Scotsman says, yes, got to keep those Americans on their toes. Indeed. City. It's great to have so many people here today. Is everyone learning things? I really hope so. So we've got a bit of collapsing wood. I think actually if we have some glass smashing as well, glass smash. If we have some glass smashing, I think that would be a really nice touch as well. Smashing glass? Yes, smashing glass. There we go. That's great. There goes the flowers. It's giving you some insights as to what can be done and how to do it. That's fantastic. It's really versatile, so you can just go ahead and use our pre-made official sound sets, or you can build something completely from scratch. It on the fly, if you're home brewing. Yeah, I use it for all my games. I actually make all my own sound sets for my games because I actually don't play any D&D, or I don't DM any D&D. You're learning a lot and you need to get your players to chip in for Super Siren stuff. That's great actually if you share it out, because I think a lot of players don't realise, like if you're paying for a VTT, if you're paying for all the modules, you're then having to pay for music. I think a lot of players don't realise that DMs have to pay for all of that stuff, and I really don't think that your players would mind if you said, could you chip in a couple of quid a month to fund the game? Like, I think they'd be more than happy to. I think that's sounding really, really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save for the very last time. And we're going to take us back to the beginning. I'm just going to make sure that that curse plays at the start of the mood. Occasionally that unticks itself. So let's go back to Peaceful Village. Do you think I should make an aftermath? Like once the Banshee's all gone, maybe everything is wrecked. What do you think? Shall I make an aftermath one as well? Let's just whack in a quick aftermath one, shall we? So what I'm going to do is, again, I can never stop faffing, I'm sorry. I'm just going to duplicate that mood again. Make it. Yes, make it. So we're going to go with Banshee aftermath. Should be subdued. Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to have that. We'll take that off. Take the battle music off. We won't have any of that anymore. And storm will start to pass. Maybe not happy rich murmuring, but I actually think that is... Where are all of these chattering people coming from? Where is all of that chatter coming from? Is that concerned people? It's concerned people, isn't it? The children should be crying louder. Yeah, I absolutely will be turning that up. I was just trying to figure out where all of that chatter was coming from. And I think perhaps we should have some like somber something or other. The dogs can be turned down. I think we can actually have... Where did the seagulls go? I do like a seagull. But I feel like we definitely just need, like... We can have a bit of smashing glass every now and again as something else falls over. But I feel like we just need, like, a little sad bit of somber music in the back. I think that child might be a bit too far away. So even though the volume is up, I feel like perhaps the child could be too far away. They're 46 meters away. More children crying? Okay, so let's duplicate this element then. Let's duplicate the element. Have more children crying. More children. You want an elf song? Okay, cool. Let's make sure that these crying children are in the city. They're in a cave. We don't want them in a cave. We want them in the city. This one also in a cave. You don't want to put your kids in a cave. Whack them in a city. There you go. So we want some elf song. Okay. So we definitely need some music for the background here when everything's... And ravens. Oh yeah, good idea. Travel music and wagon journey. I nearly put tavern music. Travel music. I'll put ravel now. Travel music in wagon journey. Well done, Minor Illusion. You're doing great. Wagon journey. Let's see what this is like. Yeah, ravens would be good. I actually can't hear the travel music. Elf song might be in sound effects. Let's try elf song. I actually can't hear the travel music for some reason. Thanks, Charlie. Elf song? No? Okay. Where's the elf song at? Let's take all of the filters off then, shall we? Elf song? Is it the Dark Elf Harpist? I actually think that this is going to be too somber. I love the look on Vicky's face when she picks a sound effect and it's not quite the one she wants. From Baldur's Gate. Let's have a little look then. Baldur's Gate. Let's have a look at Baldur's Gate music. Where's the elf music? Shall we find elf song? Why is that not working? Elf samples. It might be in samples. Elf song. All I can find is the Dark Elf Harpist. So I think what we'll go back to is travel music. I don't know why. I wonder why I can't find it. Like I said, the new search function isn't perfect. I tell you what, I'll go back to the travel music. This is quite good actually. We use this a lot. I'm going to go with this. But I do want to see if the current way or old way. Current way. No, don't worry. I'm going to go out of search. I am actually going to go into library and try and find elf song that way. Don't worry, Charlie. Elf song. It's a sound effect. Okay, bear with me then. Let's turn off travel music. So this is how you would search otherwise. This is how you would search otherwise, just through the library and elements. Why did it not find it before, huh? Let's see. Ooh. Do we like that? No. I think that's great. Like if you're in a forest, like an elven forest or an elven glade, I think that would work really well, Charlie. I'm going to stick with travel music for now, if that's okay. I am going to turn it down though, so it's very, very background. Very background. I'm not sure though. I mean, it's not quite right, is it? I don't think it's quite right, but it's fine. I think the concerned people are still too loud. And I think actually that Mariana crying, I also think she's in a cave. She's dazed. Okay, let's put her in a city. And again, let's just save. I think that is okay. D&D suspenseful music. Ooh. Yeah, we definitely need... I don't think that travel music is quite right. Let's try one more. Let's try suspenseful music. And then we've got to be done because we're over time. Suspenseful music. Suspenseful music. Let's try this one. Might not be right. Okay, let's see. I might put the baby crying in. You know, I said we had a baby crying before. I might put a baby crying. I like this better, actually. And this is very somber, isn't it? I like this minor illusion. I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to put in a baby crying, because why not? It's very rare I get to put in a baby crying. So what I'm going to do is, because travel music wasn't quite right, I'm just going to take that element out. Just delete. Boop. Delete that. We've got some suspenseful music instead. Lovely jubbly. Let's find the baby crying and then that will be it. Someone still sounds like they're in a cave. I think baby crying's going to be in samples. Okay, and then let's put that. Make sure that baby isn't in a cave either. Who's in a cave? Come on now. Who's in a cave? Someone's in a cave. Can you hear that? Someone's in a cave. Okay, so because that's a sample, I think I actually need to add that into... element playlist. I actually might need to add it into... I might need to add it into there. So it needs to go into an element. Baby crying. Excellent. Wonderful. So every now and again we'll get a baby crying instead. But again, if I just wanted the baby cry, I could take out all of these and just have the baby crying. Great. So I feel like we're done. Someone's still in a cave. Let's find them. Let's get them out of that cave before we leave. Who's in a cave? Someone's in a city. 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 That sounds good, doesn't it? I do like that music. That's great. So still got carts passing. Still got the dogs barking. Right, so we're going to save it one last time. And then we're going to go through it from the top. Thank you all for being here to help me make that. That's great. Let's take it back to the top. Peaceful village. What's the name of our village? Does someone want to name our village? Who wants to name our village? Okay, and then the wind picks up. You want to call it, oh, Windy Hollow. Windy Hollow sounds good. Not a game bug. So we've got peaceful village, and the strong wind picks up. And then, all being well, that curse starts when the mood starts. This sounds so cool. And to be honest, we could keep cursing, so we could keep pressing this. If we want to curse them even more, we could just keep pressing this curse, because that's just the one shot. That's brilliant. I love that. That sounds great. Ah, and then after the Banshee has gone. So notice how that fades out beautifully. Crying kids have lost their parents. There we go. So actually that music is on a timer, so that's not going to come in for a good more few seconds. So the last thing I'll do before we leave is just alter that so that it starts. So it comes in 50 seconds. It's got a 50-second delay on it. So if we bring it in closer, I like it to start about 7 seconds after we trigger it. Save that. Beautiful. Wonderful. I think that is a fantastic sound set. I've noticed that when I use it in the player, you try to start it early. So yeah, you could just go into the element and make it start earlier. Easy peasy. Right, who learned stuff? Hands up in chat who learned things. I learned some things. I learned that I like the D&D suspenseful music. And unidentifiable sticky goog actually works great. Excellent. Cool. Well, I do this every week. You learned things. Malakisa learned things. Evil Scotsman learned things. Fabulous. I do this every week. So same time next Tuesday. We'll be making another random sound set. So if you guys want to come back again, you'd be more than welcome. Minor Evolution also learnt some stuff. Fabulous. If you want to come back and help me make another random sound set next week, I'd be very happy to have you. Please bring your suggestions for music and sounds. I'm just going to keep this music on because this is a great outro piece. So yeah, if you're on the fence, if you really think you might want to try us out, then go and grab yourself a free trial. You can homebrew your own stuff like this, make it all custom like you want to, or you can use our official stuff. But really, if you know that you're going to be prepping, I mean, that's taken me, what, 40, 50 minutes, something like that, nearly an hour to make that. So if you know that your party are going to be facing a Banshee in a peaceful village, you could easily make that in about an hour. Easy peasy. So what I will say is that I have my page zoom. So the reason it looks like this is because I have my page zoom set to 133% at the moment, just so that you guys can see it. But usually when I'm using it, I would have it set to about 90%, which would make it look like this. I just need to refresh. But if I have my page zoom set to about 90%, it when I'm using it, it will look like this instead. There you go. Loads more space. You can put the properties inspector away. Doesn't need to inspect any properties right now. And you can change these to be small, medium, or large. I tend to have them on large, and then I tend to just have like a load of one-shots or sound effects that I'm going to trigger throughout my game. So, for example, Charlie, the game that you played in on Saturday, I had some zombie growls and trapdoors and portcullises and stuff just on here. So that when I wanted to trigger a portcullis or a spell or a zombie growl, I could literally just tap it with my finger and it would... I would just do that. But yeah, the game on Saturday didn't last that long. You didn't get to hit any of my portcullises or traps that I had in store for you. But I just have them all set up. So it's like this. So yeah, you can actually make these smaller. I like to have them large so that I can trigger them. Medium is just slightly too small for my fingers. But yeah, and then you get access to loads more moods down here as well. And the only reason they get nudged across is because if I have the search feature open or any of the other features open, then that budges it across. But yeah, other than that, that's great. So yeah, I do these every Tuesday. Whoops, now they decide to pop out. I do these every Tuesday in the hopes of helping you guys to get more confident with the master interface. Feel free to ask any questions. I love that people get involved with sounds and music suggestions. That's fantastic. But yeah, go and grab yourself a free trial. I'm always around if you need me. Well, not always. Sometimes I sleep. But I'm always here if you need me to ask any questions. But yeah, hopefully you've learned some stuff and hopefully that will make you less afraid of the big black box that we started with. That's all from me. I will see you guys next Tuesday for some more SoundSet Roulette. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, bye guys. Thanks as always for watching this episode of SoundSet Roulette. I feel like we've really covered a lot and learned some new stuff over the last couple of weeks. If you want to learn more stuff, then go and check out more SoundSet Roulette. And if you want to have a go at making stuff for yourself, then definitely go and grab yourself a 30-day free trial. There's a link in the description below. And as always, join me next week for some more SoundSet Roulette. See you then.